Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Krabby McCoffee, also known as Airy Sky Rita Lee, also known as San Juan Island Prepper. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome. So, you guys were waiting. I used the bathroom. I had a nice little chat with Chloe on a couple personal issues we having right now. Chloe's not really an ally so much. A lot of people email me and they say, "Oh, what's gonna happen to Chloe?" Well, I'll explain to you what's going on currently, okay? Currently, as we know what's going on in the pipe, okay? So, the management turns around, right? And my advocate has to be, advocate for, is supposed to be doing housing, right? Basically working on housing situation, right? So I'm always polite and everyone likes me, and everyone loves me and manager loves me and everyone likes me and I'm always polite and laughable and humorous. And so the other day, I wait, the manager says on the 22nd or 23rd, I think it was the 23rd, she says, and I quote, because I want to get this out of the way first because this is a kind of a terror, right? So she turns around and she says, "We will have you all restarted by May 1st." All right. Now, if there is no restart May 1st, then I'm evicted, plain and simple. They can't just extend it because, right? So she's basically making up this, we got Chloe out, now we just got to get Rita out, right? Well, she gave me this reasonable combination thing, but, to make the story, so you guys can understand it from a tenant is she basically evicts Chloe, forces Chloe out. Chloe doesn't even sign her real name to the certification, so it's not legal, right? So the manager doesn't know this, right? So Chloe's basically building up a case against that part, right? But no one will take it. Lawyer says, "Oh, you have to be out," right? But you got the neighbors upstairs saying, "Oh, keep fighting it, Chloe, keep fighting it," right? You got a therapist who basically thinks, well, you can always use that card. I didn't sign my real name or signature to it, so you can't evict, right? Manager might know this, but so the advocate turned around, right? And the advocate turns around. And what does the advocate do? The advocate turns around, everyone, and says to me, "Well, if they can't get it recerted by the 1st, don't worry, your rent will be full." Well, after 10 days, they can give me a 20-day and say I have to leave June 1st because they didn't recert me, you see? So between May 1st and May 10th, they can turn around and tell me I'm not welcome here because of whatever, they can make up anything because they didn't recert me, right? They recerted me for 1 month. So the advocate emails me this morning. This is how it's play on words. There wasn't any definitive knowledge from the manager about the date or the cost. If she can get research before May 1st, the rent will be adjusted accordingly. That was her plan. I'm sure she will contact you. So, currently, think about it. Manager hasn't emailed me at all. Court was 5 days ago. That I understand from the neighbor. Chloe basically wrote a letter. We know what's in it because, Chloe is all happy about it. It doesn't matter to me. And yet, Chloe turns around, right? And what does she do? Yeah. She literally turns around and let's get to the bottom of this. Let's see, did he actually leave any poo piling? Nope. So she turns around and tells me full price. Meanwhile, another advocate emails me. Let's just call her a number 1, saying, "Heads up, the manager's talking about not recerting you, even though Chloe's going bye-bye like our plan. She wants to get rid of all weirdos because she's religious." So she basically lies through her teeth and is not going to throw me possibly under the bus because the next door neighbors are bitching because apparently they're Trumpers and they want Chloe and I out. At the same time, they want Trish mentally ill people out. They want Spam out. They want Deanna out. They want loud rumble up there. Apparently, they've been complaining about this walking noise. It turns out the walking noises. So they're complaining about. So meanwhile, I'm sitting here worried about what's going to happen in the future. So I emailed my advocate. I said, whoa, what do I do? Right? Well, advocate one said, well, worst case scenario, we can basically move you, but there's no housing here. There's no housing in the state. So what they're hoping to do is give me a death sentence. Oh, you're trying, you're going to die. You're going to die. Ooh, yeah. But we don't know what's happening. We have to wait. So I've opened up a dialogue with the manager as an ambassador and fleet admiral. That's all I can do. I've opened a channel, and when she sends me back something, we'll know. But in the meantime, I will be in panic mode because Chloe said to me, well, this is what I'm feeling. But Chloe's really feeling it. You see, here's the problem we have, okay? Let me tell you the problem. My cousin Dinkster doesn't realize two things, okay? Let me tell you a story. Time. What is the most important thing in life? Friends, not prepping. When you have a friend and you have your back. I've had Chloe's back for 6 years. Chloe may be mentally ill. All right. I may want and enjoy living life without Chloe. That'd be great, right? The problem is this. The guy on the fridge up there, hubby, I'll show you his pic. We have had each other's back. We were each other's back. I picked a gun, stood a post. He was my back. You see, the problem is this, and I'll tell you, is I had his back, he had my back. I have Higgins' back too. Truth's in the pudding, people. You see, when you have each other's back, you get two sides of the story. Now, the prepper, let me tell you my side of the story, right? Chloe will probably tell hers later. Here's the story. Do. Sorry, I had to do that. The Brady Bunch. Okay. When hubby died, I thought my world ended. I thought, okay, Chloe can be a companion to me. Maybe a replacement for Aaron. And, honestly, everyone knew that. The new me was trying to date, transgender people. You either had transgender lesbians, transgender. Chloe, of course, didn't want any of that. She just wanted to use me, abuse me, and steal from me. That was her plan. Then mental hospitals didn't care. They just wanted me to deal with the problem because they just wanted money. They wanted to use Chloe as a number. So what happened? Well, things changed, right? Well, we got to the new place. Management basically said, okay, you either get two choices. You get evicted or you transfer to another building on an island. So we moved. Then what? We've been fighting Chloe's mental illness for 5 years. Manager and I are close friends, one at the old place. They said they transferred you because they had too many complaints against Chloe. Well, then the management company basically didn't do their job and lost contract. Now we're stuck here. Okay. Chloe's on her way out, and the neighbors are now basically trying to push me out because they don't like the 2-bedroom idea with a doctor's note, which I followed by protocols, and yet they're living in a 3-bedroom now that they're being investigated. They're going to be kicked out. Guy upstairs going to be kicked out. 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom. But I followed all the protocols. Now they're all out. Let me put it this way, okay, as a prepper. If you look at the housing situation, you got a lady who basically said, or else. Literally went to the manager and said, or else. What did I do? You want to know what I did in my email? Let me just put it to you this way. My email to the manager today. My comment was, or my questions, all right? Did I put or else? No, this is what I said. Good morning, manager. Where's the zoning out? This is the fleet admiral, the boss, jokingly, see. Since you said research 2 has to be done by May 1st, and now it's April 17th, decided emailing you asking for a new research date schedule so I can set everything up with you. Second question is, how much will my rent be in May? I want to have it planned carefully. Thanks for your time. Sincerely, Fleet Admiral. Yada, yada, yada. So, grabbing coffee, let's just say. See? Did I say or else? No. Stuck to my point, did my business, done. What happened? Let me just tell you, nothing. And yet, I did it professionally. See? She goes and says or else, right? Goes to court. Wins her case because she claims it's a grievance. Then she finds out from me and from Chloe, mostly Chloe, that I got a research. She's throwing a fit now, writing the managers higher up saying I need to be evicted. Because they wouldn't give her a 3-bedroom for treadmill, but they'll give me. They turned around and said, it's need to know, medically to know, right? But then they turn around and slam it in her face, apparently. If it wasn't for you having everyone investigate in the building for qualifying for living here, we wouldn't be in the problem. So what is the management company doing? They're dealing with a fire, what do they call it? A fire sale. Let's just call it a fire sale. Okay. A massive forest fire where not just one manager and one property is being investigated. Oh, like 600 or 700 properties plus they manage in the state and in Nevada are being investigated supposedly because I know the owner and the owner's son. Well, the owner's son's now the owner, so I'm friends with them. So they said it's a massive fire. You got one person so damn butthurt because they got their court case. They get to stay. And yet the manager turns around. Right? Remember what has. All right, okay, here's what the manager has a right to. Manager doesn't have a right to not research unless there's certain grounds, right? Well, let's see those grounds. Extensive money, right? So the neighbor claims the cars are slashed. The neighbor claims the cameras aren't working. Manager knows the cameras are working, but the neighbor claims that the troubled tenant slashed the tires and all this stuff, right? The manager knows this. I don't know what's going on. I don't see any of it. I had a police scanner. I listen in when things happen, right? Good tool as a prepper, by the way. You can learn a lot from a police scanner. Then, the next trouble problem you have in the world is I gotta check the prairie schedule for Chloe. Again, making sure it's on time. And then, are you ready for this? I love talking about this. It's great. Okay, so hear about that ferry that it must have been nationwide news. It was all over the nation. One of our ferries, the Walla Walla, grounded itself. Yeah, it's big news. Apparently didn't do much. And, okay, so I'm going to just tell you what's going on, okay? So then all of a sudden, right? All right, so apparently it's on schedule. So the next one is 11:05. So she's got 1 hour to get back, turn around, go back, do her things, and she gets in at 12:10, which means her bus, she might need a smoke when she gets in. I think the gets in at 12:10, right? At 12:10, if it's on time. So it's one of those adventure days, So here we go. So 12:10. So it comes in at 1 o'clock. Okay, so it gets in at 1:00. She'll figure it out. The schedule. She's got it all figured out. She won't be back till like 8. Oh well, right? 1 can of dip should be fine. So she'll be good back. But that means we got a lot of ground to cover today, don't we? For the radio show or TV, radio, whatever, right? So back to the story. So I email and open a dialogue with the manager. Someone emailed me earlier because was curious about why I left early to use the toilet. They really wanted to know what was going on. One of my moderators emailed me, and I said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll fill you guys in soon." So basically, that's what happened. The management company basically. So what is the manager doing? Okay. Well, let's put it this way. All right. Well, let's break it down. Did I go to court? No. Did Chloe go to court? No. Did the exhibit sir? Yes. What did Chloe do? Wrote a letter, basically saying the manager evicted her because of her mental illness and plays favorites. Might have worked, might have not worked. In my opinion, I'll tell you, my tactical, I think the manager did a damn good job holding herself together because, frankly, I could promote her to captain. She deserves it because I'll tell you why. I think she's younger than me, so I think she's a lieutenant. But anyway, lieutenant commander. She'll get a better command. But anyways, let me just tell you what I think, okay? So, manager knows Chloe's the problem. Get rid of the problem, Chloe goes away. And then you got the neighbor that the manager wanted her to pay court fees. Judge said, no, you pay your own damn court fees, right? So the management company has to pay the court fees now, right? Who was the witnesses? You had, let's just say, number 1, number 2, and number 3, right? Number 1 is the one that was served a temporary restraining order. Didn't work, right? Now, that's the first thing, right? Then the manager turns around and says, oh, there's an opening. You see, you have to have a good cause to not research. What good cause? Legal fees. That's a good cause right there. Out you go. Second one, playing favorites, right? Second one plays on everyone else's emotion and pits tenants against each other. So she is second. Number 2 goes in and basically defends number 1, but also defends troublemaker, but defends number 3, defends the manager and outs herself. Manager didn't expect number 2 to be there. Out. Number 3 comes in, gives all the information, says, look, my house is burgled, this. Manager said she'd take care of it, didn't happen. So you got 3 tenants ganging up on the manager, 3 self-evictions because the manager turns around and says, hey, I don't have to research you guys because you costed us money. Meanwhile, the guy upstairs, I'm going to go out on a limb for, has got disabilities, like me. I don't cause him trouble. He doesn't cause me trouble. Frankly, when I run outside to get the mail, we always have a chat. No problem. He has a problem with Chloe, not me. Get rid of Chloe. Chloe goes bye-bye. So the manager, all she has to do is not research me if she doesn't want to. But she might have to make an effort because maybe who I am and the fact that I didn't cost her any money. The only thing is I've already told her I paid the damages. She knows I've already worked out everything with her in the management company. So the problem is, what's going to happen? So I opened the dialogue, said, hey, what's going on? Asked specifically what's going on. And so we get back to 13 days to go with Chloe. And yet Chloe's already planning to go to a mental hospital. And yet, the funny story is, today of the day is, so one of the things I was talking to today before Chloe gets back, before she leaves again, is I have an update for you. So I'm not going to give you a date, but you guys are going to get a special edition of the Krabby McCoffee show, probably on a weekend, with Chloe's ex-roommate, Cactus Blossom. who's going to sit down with you all and explain the difference between my side and her side. And you can understand why you guys say, oh, poor Chloe, when it's not poor Chloe, okay? Cactus Blossom had to literally ship her off to San Francisco or San Diego homeless because Cactus Blossom got her a job. Chloe's temper at the time got her fired because she told people that she was a woman and not a man on the phone. She was doing phone calls, work for blood labs and stuff. Then started excessively drinking every time she had a problem with things. She almost ended up in jail. She should have, apparently, by Cactus Blossom. And she ate all Cactus Blossom food, didn't pay her rent, didn't pay her internet, didn't pay her electricity. Cactus Blossom had to support Chloe because Cactus Blossom told me that Chloe thought that Chloe was in charge and Chloe and Cactus Blossom were a couple, which they weren't. Cactus Blossom's got a fiance. So if you look at the big picture, Cactus Blossom said, and I quote, let's do a live video streaming. Great show, by the way. Cactus Blossom, thank you. We both said, cool. So you guys can hear the two sides of the coin. So you guys can make your own judgment because Cactus Blossom is the first. And Cactus Blossom said, I'm the second. And now that we're getting closure, the only way Chloe's going to get better is if she goes to a mental hospital because one of the things the mental hospital needs to know, as Cactus Blossom said today, was she has no control over finances. Now, I can give you exactly the definition Cactus Blossom said. She said this morning, I remember him, not her, having no self-control over the finances. As they say, a poisonous toadstools have never change their spots. So there you go, peeps. Think about it. Story is no money. They had 3 months ahead of time. They had to get suitcase, tickets, and a phone. 3 months. Last month they knew they weren't being researched. They had a 60-plus day window. They didn't do anything. Then when they got paid this month, they had 3 goals: suitcase, cell phone, tickets. So what happens? Simple. Cactus Blossom will be coming soon to talk about her side of how she had to literally deal with Chloe stealing her food, stealing her money, controlling her finances, spending. So, point is, Cactus Blossom wants to get her side of the story out because she was the first. And just so you guys know, as Cactus Blossom said over the weekend, she's a moderator, by the way, I won't be the last. So, what do you guys think? Think about it. Mental illness? Maybe. Bipolar? Maybe. I made a big spread for Easter. Dishes are piling up because Chloe doesn't want to do them. She doesn't want to clean her room. Apartment manager emails and says the place stinks. She says, I know it's not you, it's Chloe. Chloe's got to go is what she said. So, 13 days to go. I, on the other hand, kind of worried about Chloe because I don't know what's going to happen. But it's not my choice to make the decision. Chloe, on the other hand, mom said Chloe made her bed lie, let her lie. And if anyone has sympathy for Chloe, then you better basically explain why you have sympathy for Chloe because it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense once and for all. People are, they're tuning in for prepping. They're tuning in for the end of the era of 6 years, as they call it, drama. Yeah. So for some of you out there, someone writes, Collie Batter, another probably throwaway channel, probably says, poor Chloe. Well, no. That's where Cactus Blossom's going to come and put every one of you guys in your place. And girls, everyone knows it's not poor Chloe. Chloe made her own bed. Think about it. She won't. That people have said time and time again she's got mental illness. Well, what is her mental illness? Depression? Maybe she needs to be medicated. One guy or girl asked last night, Chloe's medicated. She hasn't. She's told them all to F off. Told her therapist the other day that she's just a number and a cash cow. Therapist has tried and tried and tried and tried and tried to get her to follow protocols. She won't follow protocols. Why? Because of that reason. Chloe didn't prep. Remember what I said over the weekend? When you prep for all situations. You buy your suitcases, $150, no problem. You buy um, your ticket between 180, let's just say $29 and 187. You buy your phone. She expects me to do it all. Where do I do it all, huh? I got 13 charges in my card. I can't figure out where it is. She didn't bring me receipt, so as Cactus Blossom said, more likely, she stole my money. So when someone says poor Chloe, well, Cactus says, what about poor Cactus? Or poor Rita, grabbing a coffee? Or, thing is, the world doesn't revolve around Chloe. I didn't throw Chloe out, all right? So one of the things I'm going to tell you guys is when I do this big discussion interview topic with Cactus already knows Chloe went to the manager after the vet and asked her specifically if she was going to be recerted. Manager told me her side of the story. You know what the story was? Manager said no. Didn't give me many reasons, but told me that the managers told Gail, told me, told Melissa, told Ashley, told Jennifer, told Carmen. They're all advocates. Chloe didn't want to live in this crap hole island anymore. And yet, here's the kicker. Told the manager to F off using the F-bomb. There you have it, peeps. Tells you right there all you need to know. And then Chloe didn't even freaking prep. Thinking she can backpedal her word so she can stay. So who's the poor Chloe? What about poor manager? I sympathize with the manager. The manager has to deal with Chloe. She's got to deal with complainers. She's got to deal with 3 troublemakers. She's got actually 4 troublemakers. She's got to deal with so many things. It's not the manager's fault. The manager has been fair to me. Has the manager been fair to Chloe? Yeah, when you tell the manager you don't want to live in this crap hole island, you F off, you're telling the manager something. And then she goes and calls lawyers and says I've been discriminated because I'm mentally ill. She uses the mentally ill card every time she turns around. Therapist asks her the other day, she says, oh, I'm so mentally ill. And therapist says, oh, really? Well, is that the card you're going to use to stay? Lawyers won't take it. Lawyers said, look, you basically told the manager to blow off. Now, she's got no money, no control of her finances, and her mom says let her live under a bridge. The best hope I can have for Chloe currently is to live. Currently in the mental hospital temporarily. Let the mental hospital take care of the problem. So currently we have 4 votes on this. Vote 1 says, do you think Chloe should go to mental hospital, live in a mental hospital, 50%, halfway house, 25%, or group home, 25%. So there you go, peeps. I only got 1 vote on the scanner, so we know where you guys stand on the scanner. But comes to Chloe, a lot of you have said whatever you said. So when Chloe gets back, before she heads out, she's got 45 minutes before the boat leaves. I gotta check to make sure it's on time. So when she gets back, I will be ready to roll. So meanwhile, you say, oh, poor Chloe, poor Chloe. Really? Well, then I guess you don't know what's going on in the world because, frankly, you don't tell the manager to F off and you don't tell the manager to face this place is crap hole island you don't want to live in. Chloe wanted to leave. Chloe gave her a chance. Manager set herself the opportunity knocked. She took it. So I got told number one, the one I called for court case. Manager had a plan. All right, manager stuck with her guns. Okay, she stuck with her guns, dug in, and said, "I'm not basically leaving. You're gonna, it's like that old Harry Truman story. Guy gets ready to jump on a horse. Horse bucks him off. He says, if you're gonna basically get on, well then I'm going to get off." Manager dug in and said, this ain't flying. So then everyone thinks I'm a brown nosy son of a turkey for basically liking the manager. Manager's been fair to me. Okay, the management company has been fair to me. I can't hold anything against the management company. The truth is in the pudding. You know, as a prepper, you must prep for these things. Let me put it this way. I've asked the question yesterday, no answers. I'll ask it again today. What do you think Chloe's mindset is? Gaming, laziness, depression. I mean, literally, there must be a lot. You know what? I'll tell you what I think it is. Zoe was completely right. Chloe's fearing abandonment, and she just abandoned herself by basically getting kicked out. And now she has no way to turn. Her mom won't take her. Mom said, "You come out here, mental hospital, and then full command. And if you break the rules, you're on the streets." Chloe's got a group home. She was gonna, or not group home, an LGBT place to go to. They said, "Oh, mental illness? No, we don't want it." Now you got Chloe sitting there with a list of 900 numbers to call. Never did. Gets up early because she wants to go to town today. "Oh, I need to get breakfast foods and I need to do this. I need to." Focusing on two wants. She doesn't want to focus on calling. Calling is a waste of time, in her opinion. Her game's more important. She thinks Rita will just pull a feather out of her cap and call it macaroni. Magically, it's done. You see, a lot of you preppers out there, you messaged me and you said, yeah, I've had emails. Yeah, you're completely right, Crab. Chloe didn't prep for any of this. This is why I keep telling you, when you prep for all situations. You know. Type 2 diabetes. Yeah, I had a couple chocolate pies the other day. Hmm. Hmm. Just looking over the news real quick, So, as a prepper, you must prep for all situations and occasions. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Think about it. Think about it. You have to prep. When you don't have the mindset to prep, this is what happens. You're basically sitting there wondering if you should hold the white flag or the flag of giving up or whatever. Thing is the prepper, she didn't prep. She had 3 months. I told her time and time again. Now, the neighbors are spreading that, oh, Rita asked the manager to remove her from the lease. Never did. I even proved it to the advocates. They already had it in the woodworks to get rid of Chloe without my, And now the justification is the rent cost. And the manager didn't even tell me what the rent cost is. So, the point is, there's got to be something. So Chloe leaves. And, the rent cost. The manager never said that. The manager said, don't worry about it. Now the manager's not emailing right now, but the advocate's doing her best, you see. Point is, all you guys want to sit there and say, poor Chloe. No. Mm-mm. Chloe's pissed. You know what? Chloe basically is pissed. I'll tell you why Chloe's pissed. Because when I got out to use the toilet, she said to me, what's wrong? She may have mental illness, but I do tell her things. And I told her, it looks like I'm going to be paying the full price of the rent. I turned around to take the rent price out on a gift card. I said, why? You're not going to be here. She said, because I'm not going to let you suffer because some dillwog's doing this. She said, as long as I have enough money to get a ticket and go to that halfway house, supposedly, she'll be fine. So she wants me to take her rent money out. Anyways, the gift cards. And she wants me to take out the internet and the that would leave her with $500 for the month. She'd have to get a ticket and suitcases. That means I wouldn't hear from her for a month anyways, which a lot of people say, oh, just take it. But she's basically upset, So what do I got to do? I got to contact some advocates, Mm-hmm. So I just told Cactus the rental thing, problem, and so apparently, let's see, Chloe had milk and tobacco, and so what I'm going to do, because there's only 35 minutes left until the ferry, I'm going to take a short break. Grab me some more coffee. Use the toilet again in peace. And I will do part 3. So thanks for watching. Please add, subscribe, post, comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button. So it's fun for your family, including your dogs or cats or bunnies, service dogs, service bunnies. Thanks for watching. God bless you and everything you do.
Receipts, so you have